I'm Lily from HungaryLilies.com. I'm so glad you stopped by. I want to show you one of my all-time favorite summer recipes, turkey zucchini meatballs. Now they're nice and fluffy and creamy. They could be served on multiple ways. You could serve them at a family picnic on little skewers. You could serve them as your main dinner with some rice, with some potatoes, with some dill gravy. You could have a snack. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and I am hungry, so let's get to it. So for the main ingredients, we have a pound of turkey, we have a pound of zucchinis. Now, if you buy zucchinis that are slightly bigger, you could just leave them for another recipe. You can also add them in, but be careful not to mess with the portions a little too much. Then we're going to add a half a cup of feta cheese, 1 egg, a 1/3 cup of Italian breadcrumbs, 2 teaspoons of pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt, and that's pretty much all that goes into the actual mixture. Now, once we're going to have those meatballs nice and shaped, we're gonna toss them around in flour. Now, I estimate it to be about half a cup, and then we're going to have half a cup of canola oil, and we could put some butter into it. Now, you can use about a tablespoon, but if you're Polish like me, you know there's never too much butter, and it just makes all the dishes so much better. So let me show you how it's done. So first things first, you're going to need a grater. We're going to take our zucchinis. We're gonna leave the skin on them so that it's nice and colorful. We're going to cut the ends off, just like that. And we're gonna start grating. Look at all that goodness, all those beautiful colors that we're going to incorporate. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, since zucchini is plenty juicy, we're going to take a strainer with a bowl underneath, and we're going to toss our zucchini right into it. Now, to make it sweat a little faster, we're going to add a pinch of salt to it. And we're gonna mix it all around. Okay, and now it needs time. So we're gonna give it about 10 to 15 minutes on the strainer. And as soon as you see those juices coming out, we're gonna be ready to go. All right, so it's been about 15 minutes. If you look in your bowl, you should have some juices just like that. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to squeeze out the rest of the juices. So you could use your hand, not a problem in that, or you could use a cheesecloth. Now I always have these handy because you never know when you could use them. And I buy mine off of Amazon. It comes in a huge pile like this, and then I just cut off whatever I want. So I'm going to take my dish, the one that we used to grate the zucchini, and I'm gonna spread the cheesecloth all over it. And then we're going to take our zucchini, pile it right in the middle. There we go. Make sure you get most of it out. And then I'm just gonna wrap it all around and squeeze out the rest of the juices. Put it right in the bowl. Look at that. Yeah, first of all, we don't want our meatballs to fall apart. And second of all, I promise they're gonna be super juicy. All right. All right, I think we got most of it out. So we're gonna set this aside. We're gonna grab a clean bowl. All right, we got one more bowl, and now we're going to mix the ingredients together. So like we said, we're going in with some turkey. Then we're going to add our squeezed zucchini. There we go. We're going to put that feta cheese in. So I told you this is super easy. Just mix everything up and you're good to go. We have the breadcrumbs. Look at all that. Now here's the pepper. Okay, some salt. last things last, we just crack our egg, full large egg, and we're done. Now the last thing to do is just mix it all around.
Look at those beautiful colors.
All right, so now that our mixture is nice and combined, we're going to take out a dish and put our flour into it. And we're going to take a cookie scoop and we're gonna form our meatballs. So take your scoop, even the mixture out with your fingers, make sure no zucchini is sticking out, and pop it right into the flour. And now we're going to twirl it around. Now make sure you're pretty gentle because these are very delicate and we just don't want them falling apart. All right, it's all evenly coated and I'll just put it right here on the plate next to me. Now I like to do all of these at the same time. I prep everything, I wash my hands, and then we can move on to the next step, which is frying these babies up. So now that all our meatballs are nicely shaped and floured, we're going to bring them over to the stove. First thing, we're going to heat up our oven to 375. And we're going to take our large pan and put it over medium-high heat. We're going to toss in our half a cup of canola oil. And we're going to take half of our butter as well. There we go. Now while we wait for this to heat up, we're going to get an oven-safe dish. I love using these Pyrex ones. And we're going to take the remainder of the butter and kind of spread it all around. Just like that. We don't want our meatballs to stick, and who doesn't love the lovely taste of butter? So our oil and butter mixture looks like it's ready to go. See those nice bubbles on there? We're going to take one of our meatballs and we're gonna listen. Oh yeah, if you hear that frying sound, it's warm enough. So gently take one at a time and put them right into the pan. Now we're not going to cook them here. We're just going to make sure that they're nice and golden brown on each side before we put them into the oven. All right, so we can test one of them, have a look. A little bit more. See, you don't want it to be the pale color. You want it nice and brown. But don't go anywhere because you really don't want to burn them. Oh, do you see that sizzle? Okay, so this is more or less what we're looking for. Not pale any longer, getting nice and brown. Remember not to go anywhere because these babies can burn pretty fast. And all we're looking for is that golden color. Oh yeah, this one's definitely ready. So we're going to gently toss it to the side. And repeat that with all of them. Now I know it might be tempting to add a few more in here, but you really don't want to do that because you don't want to mess with the temperature of your oil. So make sure you finish one batch before you move on to the other. So now that our meatballs are all nice and golden brown, it's time to cover them up. And we're gonna put them in the oven. So it's 375, and we're going to put them in for about 20 minutes. All right, it seems like they're ready. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh wow. It smells so good. Let me show you. Ah, there we go. Let me show you one more time. They smell so nice and buttery, and to be honest, they were supposed to be for a picnic tomorrow, but I don't think all of them are going to make it. There is a chance I'm going to have to make another batch. So, we have to taste test. Make sure we've got everything right. Oh, they are nice and juicy. Need a little blow. They're so nice, so juicy, delightfully creamy because of that feta cheese. All right, guys, I will have to make another batch. So thanks for joining me today, and I hope to see you around soon. Bye.